I'm going to show you how we made a band full of people that look like me. First, what we did was we filmed G-Flat Johnson playing drums, and that actually was G-Flat Johnson playing drums, believe it or not. And then for the other song, we filmed me playing drums. So that was the back layer. So that is the shot you're seeing, and then we're using green screen to layer 2 more shots on top of it. So right now I'm steaming the green screen to get rid of all the wrinkles, get rid of shadows and other things that might show up on the green screen later. And then, so the green screen background is going to be the first shot of G-Flat Johnson and me playing drums. And we meticulously mapped out, we got the tape measure out and figured out exactly. So the second shot is going to be me playing bass right here. And then the third shot, then Tom's gonna mix the video down so it's this guy playing bass with G-Flat Johnson in the background, and then we're gonna make another video of me playing ukulele, and kazoo's gonna be right here, and then that's gonna be mixed down with the video of bass and them as the background. Is your head spinning yet? So that's how we're doing it. We've never done it before. A lot of this is a learning process for us. We use online tutorials, use our imagination, and experiment. So by the time this becomes a final product, maybe it won't even look exactly like I just described, but we're gonna sure try. We got some lighting here, lighting up the green screen, and anything else to add, Tom? No, Tom's nodding no. Stay tuned. Now I'm going to show you some of the audio tricks we used to make this come together. Then we'll watch some of the video at the end and see how everything came together. So we use Adobe Audition right now for the audio. Adobe Audition is what comes with the Adobe suite, which we're subscribed to. You get Photoshop, you get Spark Post, which is what I use for my social media. You get Premiere Pro, which is what I use for video. Tom uses a different program because he has it, and so on. There's so much you can do with the Adobe suite. So I have that. There's other ones you can use. I've for a long time used Audacity, which is a great free one. I highly recommend it if you're looking for a DAW. You know that term, DAW. Digital audio workstation. That's what you use to put all the audio together. I use GarageBand sometimes when I'm because it's on my iPad. If you have an iPad, it may come with GarageBand, and that's a fantastic program too. There's so much out there that you can use. Reaper is one that people use that has a free trial. That anyway, so I use Adobe Audition, and we're gonna look at how you can Frankenstein a track, meaning putting a lot of stuff together. So I try to make my recordings, I like the live, real vibe, especially, when I'm performing for kids. I want it to feel like a performance for kids. However, I am not going to be all high and mighty and tell you that fixing things in a studio is bad or makes it less genuine, because as you're going to see as we look at this, I did a lot of that. So the bass track, the first thing I recorded for here was the drums. And so I was in the G-Flat Johnson costume when I recorded this. I first was going to record it as me and then kind of air drum as G-Flat Johnson, but then I kind of got bold and said, you know what, we're just gonna go for it. And I practiced like where are the toms, because I couldn't see them in the costumes, so I just had to kind of blind hit them. But I'm like, if Stevie Wonder can do it, I can do it. And so I played the drums, and so what you see in the video is actually me playing drums as G Flat Johnson, and it's what you hear in here. So we had all of these tracks, different mics were hooked up to different drums, and then we put it all in a bus. So let's listen to this. A bus is where you can put a lot of tracks, so that I can put, see how in the over here, this is the effects I have on every single drum, and then you can also put effects on the specific drums, like I would EQ specific drums a certain way. On the toms, I didn't do anything to them. Cymbals, and then I had one mic that was just on the whole room. But yeah, drum bus. So we recorded that first, and what was I gonna say about that? We recorded that first. Oh yeah, I was gonna play to a click. I was gonna play to a ghost track. A ghost track is what you record sometimes just so the musicians have something to play to in their ears. So I did record a ghost track of me singing the song and playing ukulele, but I don't know, with this song, I had played it in my head so many times. I had listened to the ghost track so many times that it was just there, and I just wanted to be wild and free, so I just erased all that stuff and just rocked it out on the drums. There's no click or anything. I just kicked it as G Flat Johnson. And then, so next, we recorded the bass, I believe. No. I don't know what we did next. It doesn't matter. And then we recorded the ukulele and the vocals together. And here's where the Frankensteining began, because when I recorded, what you see on the video, when I recorded that, which I wanted to look like a live performance, the ukulele ended up being out of tune, but Tom was already like long home with the footage, and so my singing was a little off. Like, my singing was to the ukulele, and the ukulele was out of key. So then when I played the bass, which we recorded like the next day, the bass was out of key with the ukulele. So I either had to pitch correct the whole thing or just redo it. So I ended up redoing it. However, some of the vocal parts. Okay, so look up here. So this is the vocals. See how it's all chopped up like this? Some of the stuff that was like more of a spontaneous, like I kind of yelled something, I didn't want to redo that, because it would have looked really obvious on the video that I wasn't even singing and would have looked weird. So I kept those parts. So here's something. Come on, Kazoo. So Come On Kazoo is from the original recording. I think this whole middle section is from the original, because oh no, it's this part. I think this whole part was from the original. Oh yeah, that was sweet. Oh, Mama, Grayson, Geraldine, baby Amy's in blue jeans. Those little Judy, Wilma, the Mama, Grayson. Oh, Mama, Grayson, Geraldine, baby. That's something called Scotch steps. I heard, like, if you hear that, here it's coming around again. Mama, Grayson, Geraldine, baby. It's in like a lot of pop music right now. I try to like just blend styles. I put classical stuff in. I put like, funk, and I listen to 1,000 different styles of music, and part of what I try to do with Jam is like purposely incorporate different stuff. So I incorporated a hip hop thing into like a funny folk song, and how do you like it? Amy's in blue jeans, Judy, Wilma, Captain Sue, Papa Casey, plays Kazoo. But anyways, I didn't think I could reproduce that and make the lip syncing look right, so I just kept that in. But this I recorded after. Oh, and this part. This is from the original performance. but this was re-recorded after, which is called Overdubbed. Lots of singing in harmony, talking on the phone. And okay, and then so the Frankensteining continued, because then I where's the bass? The bass. Yeah, I kind of had to redo that too. I forget why. I think maybe because I wasn't sure if it was in tune. I think I redid the bass before. I don't know. But again, I kind of kept this end part because I was kind of improvising. Like kind of, I call this falling down the stairs. Like, and then I redid the rest. So, and then what else was overdubbed, Ben? The kazoo solo? And all the background vocals. Man, only valor in the lion horse clan. Let's solo these. Let's talk about these background vocals. Mama Grace and Geraldine. So Judy, Wilma, Captain Sue. I used something on here. Geraldine, please, Sue James, Wilma, Captain Sue, Casey, please, Kazoo, Mama Grace and Geraldine, baby Amy's in blue jeans. So you can probably hear that there's some auto-tune on that. And there's also something called Formant shifting, which you can use to just change the texture of your voice a bit. I use it for Meryl Strawberry too, just because I want Meryl Strawberry to be a female sounding voice, but I think me doing a female voice would just sound kind of silly. So in this case I used the Formant shifter just so that it didn't sound like me. And I wanted a really like kind of synthetic background vocal style, pitch corrected and everything, and so I think it turned out pretty well. I'm really happy with how the background vocals sound. And another thing, this is like this is a tip for people who are singing in a worship band or any band really, but there's always this. Look at the screen right now. See how this is chopped up? There's always this temptation when you're playing in a band and you have a part, say you're the background vocalist, that you gotta sing the whole song. Or you're playing acoustic guitar, you gotta play the whole song at full volume. It's much more effective. There's all these music cliches about like the silence being the most important part. And I totally agree with that. Because when I originally recorded this song, I just sang every single note of the song in background, and it was just too much. So I thought about what parts really needed background vocals, and where that would enhance, and which parts I could be silent. And so, anyways, this is how it sounded. The Lion Horse Clan, singing his soul, not to singing in harmony. It's really chopped off there. And here we go. Mama Grace and Geraldine, the Amy's in blue jeans, Judy, Wilma, Captain Sue, Papa Casey plays kazoo, Cornelis, he's a nice man, only feller in the Lion Horse Clan, lots of pigtails in his song. I think that's just really effective. So that's what I did there. Is tried to chop that up a bit. So we will unsolo these and see if there's anything else I can show you. So we'll look at the final performance again, but when you watch the final video, almost nothing that you see. Oh, and then I overdubbed the ukulele. I can show you that. Watch this. So this is how I do ukulele typically. So let's solo this. I don't know if the stereo mix will work its way into this video, but in my headphones, this is just on the left ear right now. And this is my like new, like good quality ukulele. I played that in the left ear. And then this other one is I tried to play almost the exact same thing on a different ukulele, which I just like the feel of my Kiwi ukulele and the sound of it. It sounds more like alive somehow. Some instruments, they're just gems in a different way, right? Like my new ukulele is definitely a better ukulele overall. Stays in tune better, it's better quality and everything. But some instruments just have this. That's why when you buy a guitar, you go into the store and you play them all and just see which one resonates with you, because it's not always the most expensive, high-quality one. It's the one that just feels good. So I will always play this Kiwi ukulele because I just like it. So anyways, the effect of having two almost same performances, now listen to both of them together, it creates this stereo, like, surround sound effect where if you're really, like, if you're not listening carefully, you would probably think that you would probably not even notice that there's two different performances going on. But just the slight, subtle differences in performances make it feel bigger. That's why you can't just copy and paste a track to the left and right, because then it would be the exact same thing and there would be no difference. But yeah, anyways, that's what I do for ukulele typically, because it's also hard to make ukulele sound big. So this is one way you can make it sound bigger. Listen to some of your favorite guitar recordings and realize there's probably, even though it sounds like one guitar, there's quite likely several guitars that they stacked on top of each other to make it sound beefy. Studio tricks. Hashtag studio tricks. So anyways, what was I saying before? Oh yeah, the final performance of this song ended up, like, I'll show you in the video what was real and what wasn't. And then I'll just show you Food Beat Jamb quick while we're here.
On Facebook and Instagram a couple weeks ago,
recycled a lot of the settings. Work smarter, not harder, right?
Words that I could make into a beat. And you delivered. So these are
this
some
was
of the
less
you
Frankenstein,
told me. Am I going to sing to
is good.
We're going to do it.
Meryl Strawberry was added later.
Inventions, races, ninjas, scientists, movies, snow, baby shovels, toys.
Yeah, I definitely used the Formant shifter on Meryl Strawberry just to change the quality of the voice. I'll show you that in a future video.
Baby shovels, toys.
We're just gonna keep on
ninjas, scientists.
Moving along. So now I'm going to show you the switch here. Okay, we're going to show you the video and let's see what looks. So I told you earlier in this video. So that's layer one with G Flat Johnson playing drums.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This was actually me playing, and what you see is what you hear. And then layer 2 was 3-Hat Willie. What you see is partially what you hear. The improv part at the end was actually this performance, and then everything else was overdubbed. We also realized after the fact that we didn't quite focus the camera well enough. That's why he looks a little foggy. But you know, this whole process of us, you know, learning how to do this stuff on the go, and kind of the reason I'm doing this video right now is to bring you along on the journey. There's no secrets with us. Sometimes you like to, you know, keep the audience guessing of what you're doing. In this case, I want to bring the audience along and teach them how to do it, because that's why I'm doing this whole thing. So anyways, layer 2 then is 3-Hat Willie sitting in front of a green screen, and then what we put in the green screen background was I'm pointing at the screen, but you can't. Is G Flat Johnson, and then layer 3 is me in the front playing ukulele, and then I think Tom was doing the puppeteering here of kazoo. syncing. I guess reverse lip syncing because I lip synced it. I didn't. I played it, but then I ended up replacing some of the vocals. So some of the vocals is live and some of it is edited. The ukulele is all reverse lip syncing. Let's look at Food Beat Jamb real quick. Oh, look at Drew. This was like my favorite segment of the show. Let's just watch this. Oh my goodness. Drew's so funny. Whoops. Move this out of the way. Drew's the best.
This was one of my
you hear that?
It's called.
This is a bonus. I didn't intend to do this, but I like. Let me just show you. Try to count this. Tell me for a second.
Be patient.
What time signature is this in?
We'll eventually get it.
Yep, let's do it again.
And your brain.
Whoop. Seven.
And your
It's
brain
in 7.
will eventually
7-4, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's all about the 14 seconds. It's all math. And I just thought I love weird time signatures. I don't like to overuse them because we're not trying to run a prog rock channel here, but I do enjoy. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then what is that instrument? I figured out how to do. I figured out how to do barbershop harmonies. I've never really worked with it before. The key in this was. I'll maybe do a full video on barbershop harmonies once I figure out more, but the key that I figured out in those harmonies is the chromatic steps, like the instrument. That's outside of the key, but it's, I guess it might end up being a diminished chord or something, but the point is that instrument. That's very barbershop. And then also the high harmony, I use the dominant 7, which just, yeah, so that's what made that sound barbershop. What is that instrument? This. That note I just sang was the dominant 7, and anyways, I said we're going to
words that I could make into a beat.
So again, layer
and
1
you delivered. So these are some of the words you told
on the drums,
and
this is all actually live. This is all real. What you're seeing is what you're hearing. And same with this. See, we remembered to focus the camera this time, and it
races, ninjas, scientists, movies, snow, baby shovels, toys.
And what you're seeing and hearing here is also what you're hearing. The only thing that was overdubbed in this performance was Meryl Strawberry. And again, Tom was doing some puppeteering. Lots of multitasking going on right now. We want more people in the studio. Oh my goodness.
Lamborghini, strawberry, ice cream, swimming.
But we want you to come along with us. If you're interested in that, send me a message because, like I said, this is why I'm making these videos, because I don't want to just sit in my basement figuring all this out and keeping it a secret.
I mermaids with me.
I want to share this so people can be creative.
Mermaids, unicorns and fairies. Mermaids, unicorns and fairies. Mermaids, unicorns and fairies. Mermaids.
I think that's all I had to show you. Bye bye.